Mhm. Let us begin with our invocation. सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं we begin our Gita Manan session for this week. So I request, I think today Dr. Tanviji is adding. So yes, please. Dr. Tanviji, your
Hariom.
question for us to ponder upon.
Yeah. So yesterday I was thinking about like what success really means, you know.
Ji.
So for different people, success is most of the times what we consider
Hmm.
about success is achieving a position or some achieving a goal or building wealth, going to one
Huh.
some status in life. But
Yes.
what success really is, and what Gita tells us about in Gita's light, what success means, I would like to understand, and I would like to understand the perspectives of all the participants.
Yeah, that would be wonderful actually to get the participants' perspective because everybody has a different definition of success.
Yeah,
Even say somebody says, "No, I want monetary wealth and name in the society. We need to find out what is the definition of monetary wealth and name in the society also for each individual. Because
right,
somebody from, we can say, the lower income strata would want to have more wealth. But how much more would be the question for the success? For this individual moving from lower, income status to a little middle class household or a little high, whatever the aim of that individual is, that may be a definition of success. But somebody who is earning very well, and yet that person, if looks at the richest man in the world, then according to that individual, success would be overtaking the richest man in the world. And the richest man in the world recently who has a very interesting habit of throwing whatever is in his head onto the platform, which he has now purchased, where he can ensure he can communicate the way he wants. There he wrote once that money does not get buy happiness, and he feels he has not achieved, or that money which is there with him, it doesn't seem like he has tasted it or got it. So I think there's a definition of success is different for every individual, even for a sadhak. Some sadhaks are never happy in their sadhana. They're chasing after different levels of success. But let us, since we have six participants today, if everybody can add, that would be wonderful. What their definition of success is. Yes, anybody? Yes, Anjali ji. Yes, please.
No matter how much you earn or what position you hold, I would
Hmm.
say at the end of the day, if you can sleep in peace, that is
Ah.
success.
Oh, lovely. Yes, yes. To be, this is a nice definition. Anjali ji says to be able to sleep in peace. Do you mean by sleeping in peace, people take pills and all, no, to sleep?
Precisely. They might be a CEO who earns 1 crore a month but has to take pills to sleep. So,
Yeah,
how
okay.
would
So
that
that's
be
not
success?
success
No,
at
no,
all.
no, that's not
All right.
success according.
Maybe, yeah, but according to Anjali ji, a guilt-free, happy sleep. What they say, sleep
Yes.
like a baby. If you are able to do that in adulthood also, maybe that is success. Okay, that's an interesting one because normally, actually, this aspect of sleeping is also a very big thing. I know of some sadhak who's sincere in their path, but the mind is continuously running, and it's not what as Arjuna says, no? Chanchalai manah Krishna. This person is like, my mind is chanchala, and if my mind is thinking, I can't sleep. So I want to stop thinking to sleep. That is a big question. So yes, that's an interesting definition. I think everybody should, whether or not which path they are, they should be able to sleep well without having to even do aradhana of Kumbhakarna, but it's at least a small portion of. Kumbhakarna's sleep comes to us and we're able to sleep for a good 4, 5 hours. I think that's a very successful thing. Okay, thank you, Anjali ji. Yes, Rahul is adding something. Yes, sir.
Just on a humorous side, I teach
Yes, sir.
silence programs, and
Ha.
what happens is earlier people used to come to do sadhana. Nowadays, people say नींद नहीं आ रही है, कुछ ऐसा कराइए कि नींद आ जाए बस.
Aha. Ji, ji, ji.
So,
So,
definition of success has changed for me over time. When I
okay. Yes,
was
sir.
younger, it
Yes,
was
sir.
more in terms of achieving something, your
Ji, sir.
education, this, that,
Ji, ji.
corporate job, this, that, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I feel a good fit body, um,
Hmm.
a vibrant intellect,
Okay.
a mind that is not caught up in too much of ragdvesh, and a
Yeah.
very stable being. I
Ha.
feel a smile which is unshakable and a being
Wow.
which is that, to me, is more definition of success now.
That's lovely, sir. If you can just repeat that last part, sir, you can just, it's something worth remembering also. You can, if you can just try, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so a strong body, a fit,
Yes.
strong body, a
Yeah.
mind which is not caught up in too much of rag, dvesh, and judgments,
Yeah.
um, a buddhi which is sharp,
Okay.
intellect, a glowing
Okay.
intellect,
Yes.
which reflects the divine,
Yeah,
and
oh,
a
wow.
being which is unshakable. In any circumstance,
Mhm.
you are absolutely unshakable, and with a smile, you move through life. And a
Okay.
serving life, like busy hands, warm heart, cool mind, something like
Lovely, sir.
that.
Lovely, sir. Lovely, sir. And I think this is a beautiful definition of success. And we'll come to this. I think we'll just remember this before we go to other participants' definition of success, what they feel. But this is one, like in when we do now, I'm having a chance to present in a conference. You have a hypothesis. You want to prove a hypothesis, you first go with the alternate one, the opposite hypothesis, then investigate that. And when that fails, then only research methodology will allow you to say that this is the right hypothesis. So let us keep this hypothesis aside for a moment. We'll come back to Rahulji's beautiful definition. It's actually, I think nothing really is needed, isn't it, for all of this on the outside to get this? What Rahulji
Abs-
talked about.
Absolutely nothing. Only thing is bare minimum things should be taken care of so that you don't slip into, a poverty kind of a situation. Basic things should be
Okay.
taken care of. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Some basic has to be met, and that has to be taken care of by the divine, probably. Rahulji is saying. Let's move next to that. We keep that in abeyance. Anybody else? So we got two nice definitions of success. Yes, Dr. Tanvi ji or Chitra ji or Pushpalata ji, any one of you, can you just share what you define by success?
So,
Yeah.
for me, before, I'm a pathologist. So,
Yeah.
for me, I used to think that being successful is like I'm running the one of the biggest lab in the city. I'm getting a lot of cases, and
Mm-hmm.
people are referring cases to me.
Mm.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
but and everything is going fine. My personal life is going fine, and I am progressing materialistically in life.
Mm-hmm. Ji.
I'm achieving different goals.
Name,
I'm
fame, name,
celebrating name,
fame.
fame,
Yeah.
correct. But then, if all these things don't happen, right?
Mm.
So suppose I don't get the number of cases I want.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
mhm. So does it mean that I'm not successful in life?
Mm. Yeah. It doesn't, isn't it? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have now moved in your definition of success to something else now?
Yes. So now, what I think is being able to do things that I want to do, like
Mm.
following my swadharma and being happy with it and
Okay.
being confident in it.
But earlier also it was your Swadharma only, isn't it, Chi?
Um, I don't know whether it was really my Swadharma or that is something I chose because of the circumstances.
Okay.
It could be a dharma also, right? So I chose
Mhm.
so I did MBBS because I wanted to, but then we had a choice of choosing our own
Discipline for,
subspecialty.
yes, yes.
Subspecialty. So why did I choose pathology? I liked all the subjects. The problem was I was not like I want to do this or I want to do that. I liked all the subjects and I was good at all the subjects.
Yeah.
I liked psychiatry a bit more.
Okay.
That was always there.
Okay.
Uh, but my mother being a pathologist and
Okay.
thinking that,
She
I
can
already
guide.
have a base in
Yeah.
pathology. So if I choose this, then
Okay.
the path will become easier.
Ji, ji. But you
Uh,
had a clinic already, or it was set up by you, or how was that?
no, it was set up by my mother. So I
You set
already
up.
had a
Okay.
base.
Got it, ji. Got it, ji. So there was some base for moving ahead in that.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
did take it ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, I did. I
Yes.
am
And you
taking
are
it ahead.
continuing to also.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes. But
yes. Yes, ji.
nowadays I'm also like interested in other disciplines like yoga. I want to pursue yoga
You have done
shastra.
yes, you have done an MA in Yoga Shastra, is what I understand. Yes, ji.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I want to do some. I want to have a balance between pathology and practicing yoga psychology or these
Mhm.
things also.
Yeah. Okay.
But then
So,
what happens is I'm not able to do 100. I'm not able to give 100% to pathology. So you
okay. So
know,
then there's a question of, am I doing right to the, or there's no
correct.
question about that, or there is
No,
a
then there
question
is
of,
a conflict in my mind. But my competitors, like who are
uh,
other pathologists, who are fully focused on pathology itself,
yes.
you know,
Yeah.
they have an advantage because so now when you have to expand your practice, you have to go and meet people. You have to,
Yes.
do marketing. All
Yeah.
those things also come in, right?
Yes. Yes.
The business
I
part of it.
agree. Yes, that is part of our factory. We're manufacturing Ayurvedic medicines without marketing. It's very difficult. But the question is, if you manufacture, how much time will you take out to market? And then how much time will you? There are practices which are not very ethical in the marketing field. If you do not
Correct.
want to
Yeah.
do it, it's a very interesting challenge, though. But we've still not gone into the traditional marketing. We've relied more on the oral, we can say. So, because of that, a lot of people have said that we have not grown that much, but we are still, according to the drug department, we are like mm, one of the finest in terms of adherence to the law and system of manufacturing. They are quite happy with our works. But I think that's an interesting question which comes into the fray, no? When you immediately have to enter into personal ambition to take certain things ahead.
Yes, yes. So
But
there are people
yes,
like there are competitors who are
yeah,
like who didn't have any base like I have,
great. Yeah,
who but they are doing really well in
okay,
terms of the number of cases they are having,
right,
uh,
right.
the growth they want. So does that make me as a pathologist? Does that make me less successful in life? But on the
Aha,
contrary,
yeah,
I am more happy than what I was before.
yes, yes, yes,
You know,
absolutely.
when
So,
I was just focusing on pathology, and now when I have diverse interests and I am pursuing different things,
yeah,
now I'm much more happy. And I think I am following my Swadharma and not just
and much more happier is in comparison to yourself or to your competitors.
to myself.
To self, isn't it? That's the ideal
Yes,
thing, isn't it? Because we
yes.
don't really don't know. Grass is always greener on the other side. Somebody may look like they've suddenly expanded. We don't know their internal situation. The
True.
bank statement is showing this such a big loan has to be repaid, and so many other stories. So when we realize there is no competition with anybody else, we are working. Means, like you said, one was you said by circumstance you fell into this profession, or you chose this profession by circumstance. But if you look at it, it could also be divine providence because there are so many other options, isn't it?
Yeah.
There were options. It's not that means even if you feel you don't have options, maybe you answered little differently and you would have got one more option open, or one more, or maybe if you had choices, and we do not know at any given point of time. But it's something that is very much in the human hand. At that time, what we do is we follow what is our swabhava. We follow our own swabhava, and then Krishna has also told us that follow your swabhava to progress. But then comes the interesting trap. I think Rahulji today mentioned there are lots of contradictions in the Gita. Rahulji, isn't that what you had mentioned, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so what were the contradictions that you felt, sir? Because if you can just share some.
I'm still now deep diving into all the shlokas, but what I've seen once is he will say, uh, "Bas meri sharan mein aa jao," and everything will be, just do
Uh,
that. And then he says, "Acha jo karna hai karo." So many things,
it's like
which
if you have a partner who is giving us conflicting inputs, like अरे left जा, नहीं नहीं right पे जा, राइट जाना है लेफ्ट जाना है शरण तो मेरे ही आना है we get what is this, what is this, can you not tell me something? Well, it does appear on the surface, it appears to be contradictory, but when we just go a little deeper, we see that because now we'll just look at that in the second part. So what I meant was sometimes ambition, swadharma, and what is the divine intention or divine wish or divine force that is guiding us. These three we don't really understand, and sometimes these all look very opposite, and then we get confused. Now, just looking at the question that Dr. Tanviji has raised, it's a very practical question, applicable not just to every pathologist in the country. It is I know every pathologist across the world, and not just pathologists. Look at any engineer. Look at any athlete. Look at any field, any kshetra. You just look into any kshetra. This is the question. But just yesterday, I had coincidentally an interesting discussion with my wife about because she hails from the corporate sector. And if Chitraji is available right now, if you can just share something, it would be interesting. Chitraji, are you there? I don't know. So if she is there, she can share her inputs because she is from this same sector. Well, she was just discussing about an approach because she knows two people from who are close to her. One was her immediate boss who is sitting in the USA, whom she would report to, and another was a friend, both in the corporate sector, both in different ages, and both have reached different states. Now, her friend has decided that this amount of wealth, if it comes to me, I need to get this much property, I need to get this much bank balance. It's very clear. No, nothing else in the head. That this will be, and there is some respect for the divinity. That is not, it's not that it's not there, but it's some respect. The main aspect is definition of success is reaching a particular monetary situation where I will have certain properties, certain amenities, certain luxuries, certain comforts, and a particular name as well, which will come according to the position of power and wealth that that individual possesses. So this is, and the life is going to be spent in that direction, isn't it? To reach that, an investment of what is the investment? Someone may say no investment, just work, keep getting the money throughout life. But in a way, it is an investment of a lifetime, isn't it? And that lifetime is not going to come back. Just let us assume that that investment is made. At the end of the life, I said, at the end of the life, this individual, say this person, it reaches, becomes a senior citizen, continuously working and continuously getting increments, which normally happen. And that individual reaches, say, a friend of mine he said he will get his success was as auditor, he said, I want 100 crores. That much money should come to me. And then he had another child who's another daughter. So he said, no, it probably has to now increase because in his community he has to spend more and all of that. I think the equation keeps getting changed. Assuming all these factors of life, which they say mrityu, jara, vyadhi, they don't trouble. Things go as per a individual's human. It never goes as per human plan. But assuming it goes as per human plan, the friend of my wife who is uh, having a particular aim of getting this much amount of wealth, he is successful. Yet he is always going to have less wealth compared to what her boss is having right now in the USA. Why? Well, the currency is different. There, the individual is already in a different position, which this person will have to work entire life. And the question is, will happiness come as a guarantee when that threshold is reached? Say the success is reached. If the success is reached, will happiness come? Say this friend who wants so much wealth, and when I get this much wealth, which is, I'm not too greedy, I want this much. This much is enough. But this much should be there because only if this much wealth is there, I will feel good and my life would be comfortable. Question is, will satisfaction come if that wealth comes also?
It depends upon the person, I
It
think.
depends on the person.
Yeah. So if that person if he's not greedy, and if that much amount of wealth comes, then it becomes like a financial freedom, right?
It becomes financial. To
Yeah.
do what?
To do what he wants to do. Like
Again,
some.
there the gunas will come into play. Sattva, Raja, Tamas. If Rajas is there, we know Rajas is fire is going to keep a person restless, restless. The goalposts will keep shifting. If Sattvic, it does come. Again, if the Sattvic aspect is only very important, isn't it? If
Yes.
you have the Sattvic approach, then less is more. Less is more with gratitude, isn't it? Did Sudama have a lot of wealth?
No.
No. I know somebody who has, we can say, every month, despite serving for several years, what we call bare minimum also is not there in that person's home. Yet, that person is Drupta. He is a senior citizen right now. He he has, we can say, he was not feeling well, and you will not believe he got treatment over the phone through somebody else, and he says his there is this one more sadhak who is his senior. Somebody in 80s is having a sadhak who is his doctor and who treats over the phone. And he says changes take place in me, and that person is back to his usual life. He served with such sincerity in a particular place of the ashram. After nearly 17 years, nobody to see him, nobody wanted to go to that particular place, another part of Pondicherry. It's in a village. I don't want to name the place. But for nearly 16 to 17 years, this person would every day get up, take a broomstick, and clean the place. Just clean the place. He had servants and other people working under him, not for him, but for the maintenance of the facility. But he said this, they will not do a good work. So he would keep doing that. Food, if he wants, he would come to the ashram dining room to take it. For that, he had to take a bus and come all the way. He would get his free food there from the ashram and go back. And when he goes back, he would share what he got with the other people. So all the ayahs there would look forward to him like he's some grandpa for them who is always giving food. Now, somebody who is doing that, he was asked by everybody, including myself. He said, "Why do you do so much time?" He said, "No, this is the place I believe. This is where the my Aradhya, the Divine Mother, had come here. I wanted to be perfectly clean." And I was to watch him. Once I had gone, I also felt I'll join him because it was difficult to sit when somebody who is a senior citizen is doing the hard work. And he's cleaning what? He's cleaning the leaves that have fallen down from the trees. As I'm watching him clean, more leaves are falling. And here is the individual. And I was thinking, what is it? Maybe that was where I was just getting introduced to Karma Yoga and that time he suddenly, well, he went inside to the fridge. Inside the fridge, he brought out a mango, single mango, which was already cut into half, but it's back there. And with a knife, he's just taken out the peel and he's cut it further and he cow. He went inside, got some groundnuts. Cow. I was like, sir, this is your breakfast. I don't want to eat it. He said, नहीं नहीं मैं ज़्यादा नहीं खाता हूँ, and he gave me a piece. That small piece of mango was so sumptuous. It was as if some divine fruit. Not just in, because so many mangoes are available everywhere. Yet he knows now. He has what we can say a kind of viveka to identify what is right, not a single wish. It was so wonderful, and a person who had nothing. And the same individual was then asked to leave the place because some administrator in the every organization has a system where humans administer. Even divine organizations have human representatives and administrators. So this person got he was moved out from that place after 17 years. Normally somebody would say, I need some security, some kind of some protection, something is needed. I can't be vulnerable to the world forces. God must give that. But nothing of that sort. And he's immediately he took up the new responsibility as if it was just, we can say, it was something he wanted to do only. So one thing is it is sometimes we have in our head one kind of like a balloon, no, of what we call security. And in the name of security, we do a lot of things which are sometimes not necessary, which we can do even right now and at this moment. I think Dr. Tanviji talked about, yes, I'll just mute Chitralekha that this particular threshold of what she felt was going to give her some kind of advantage over competitors. But then a realization that no more is needed, isn't it? You do your work right. You do your work right, and it doesn't. I think even now, no matter though there's the age of marketing and all, but I think Dr. Tanviji, what do you think about patients come to doctors who have done good treatment, isn't it? Ultimately,
Yes, eventually, but it takes time.
it takes time,
Yeah.
and there are so many doctors who give free treatment also. No? Even in today's age, there are some award-winning doctors, 3 rupee, 4 rupee treatment, 10 rupee treatment also. Yet
Yes.
they have been able to succeed and run their throughout their lives. Everything is
Is
being
that a
taken care of.
video call?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. So this aspect of success, I think when we enter into the rat race, then we are in trouble because that is Maya. And that is the Maya which runs from Moha, and Moha comes from anything. It comes from desires also. Whether desires, sometimes we say desires are legit. So we hold on to legit desires. इतना तो आना चाहिए. I think even this desire is something which we have to surrender to the divine. When Krishna says man apaman, whether you're getting fame or you're becoming infamous, whether you are successful or you are failing. If you are able to maintain that voice, then you are truly successful. The real meaning of success, according to the Bhagavad Gita, is to stay in the state of samatva and to be successful in overcoming this, what we can say, little desires also. It's a little desire for my friend to have 500 crores. That's a little desire. Same is the little desire of my friend uh, to have, hey, I need at least one blanket, or my own desire. Once I felt I need to have at least one mattress, I would need. I don't need a bed also, but this much I should be able to. Earlier, that was not there. But when that desire came, I wanted to, no, I think this should come. And at that particular moment, Krishna arranged in such a way that is also not there. And I was like, Krishna, what is this? This small thing I asked. And that was again an attachment. It was just a little desire, just as little as the 500 crore desire. It is nothing different. And that desire is the bandhana. And you will not believe. After that little desire was gone, he gave plentiful more than what I ever wanted or even thought I will get. And so much more. But he had to. I mean, I think as Rahulji says, Krishna contradicts. Well, he does not contradict. He tries to stretch us to our limits. We have two ends of our buddhi. One end is what we call, I mean, even vyavasayatmika buddhi or avyavasayatmika buddhi. He says you have to go even beyond buddhi, and for that your mind will be stretched to its limits. Have, what you don't have. He will make you face the contradictions. And then we can become what we call dvandva titaha in the Bhagavad Gita, the individual who has gone beyond the dvandvas. So these are means the moment desire comes, desire makes us the slave. Desire could be anything. It could be the desire for the mana. It could be in desire for the sharira also. Even as I think Rahuji shared about a fit body. This is a prayer of the Veda only. Stirai rangai stuštvan svastanubhi vyashema devahitam yadayu. I want strong bodies to serve the divine. This is a prayer. But if it becomes a desire, that also is a trap. I wanted a good body to serve God. Now God did not give. क्या करोगे? Can we do anything? I get a disease. A doctor gives me one sudden shocking news. Ki, bete, so this disease is there inside of you. Unfortunately, there's no cure. What will I do? Anybody, can you just tell me what can I do in such a situation? Yes,
Accepting it would be the best thing to do.
yes. Dukkha dosha anudarshanam. Anudarshanam, which with what we talk in with a samatva. If we can observe this, such how this is Krishna's wish. God knows what we don't even know our own life, what's going to happen tomorrow. If we are really conscious, we will understand we really don't know. Today, I think I am going to do like this. And the next day, something else, moments change. So we don't have to ever trap ourselves with any desire. Become free because I don't think we can control factors out of beyond our mind and body. I don't think we have control. We can't even control which plant is going to grow which way, isn't it? In the garden, you may get the best soil, you may get best water, but you cannot control circumstances. No? In our garden, very nicely, I had done good work. I was happy, and I know now nothing is going to go wrong because I have done the right karma. God knows what happened. A cat got some thought in the head and came and scratched that particular plant, which I was a desert rose plant, which was looking so well. It was perfectly poised, perfectly placed. I wanted it to grow in a particular way. Water, everything I ensured. It's getting plenty of sunlight, good quantity of water. Soil is fertile. Now nothing is going to change. I mean, and I was just wondering, why did the cat have to come and scratch that plant only? God knows, because circumstances are played by the divine, and this is how the entire world moves. Like we say, Brahman, Sarva Bhutani, Yantra, Rudhani, Maya. We are all little, pieces or linkages in one big mechanism, which is called the divine consciousness. It is at play. We will never understand what is going on. Like, just I'll come to Rahulji in a moment. Like, speaking of consciousness, now there's an interesting conference on consciousness when this where I got the paper. Honestly speaking, it's been a year after my marriage, and I've never gone anywhere. So I thought this place has a good venue. So let us try going there. If our paper gets accepted, we will see. That is what I thought. So I can go with my wife. That was my entire intention. Though it was not the entire purpose of the research. It was not biased by my desire. But continuously, this paper was not accepted, and the review was rejected. The review was rejected, asking me to restudy, like form a new Krishna's Delight family, study on 500 more people, and then apply to this conference, which is coming in 4 months. How is it possible? And the review, and because I had a desire, what happened here? I got bound by the desire. So I got annoyed. And then what happened? This is the aspect, isn't it? Desires don't get fulfilled, we get frustrated. We get irritated. I said, I reject the reviewer's recommendation. So I'm going to go to some other conference, is what I said, because your reviewer has given me illogical aspects. And then afterwards, another reviewer contacted after a month. After I rejected, they said, no, no, you do this. If you do these changes, we will accept. This is that that person was not right on certain grounds. We've got one more person who has done another review, and this review has given us these suggestions. We take a overall, we have a system of going through and revising everything. And so I accepted. So this is my journey. From here to here, it goes, went. There's another person who is a co-author who is coming all the way from Australia. He landed, he had multiple projects, but this paper and conference was the reason he drove. He's coming to India, and there he landed in Haridwar. His hotel booking got cancelled. He had also come with his wife, and
No, no, no.
he had got it. The hotel booking is cancelled, and he landed in Haridwar ashram. And he has stayed there and as an ashramite only as a sadhak because that ashram gives shelter to over 10,000 people. Free food, free home. But for him, the temperature, everything was difficult, but it was a very interesting experience where how divine is working. Divine works at every point and every little things of our life can be covered by the divine if we really believe in the insurance of the divine. When he says yoga kshemam vahamyaham, you don't worry if he keeps you hungry in your stomach also. He is keeping you hungry because he is going to fulfill it. You use your mind, use your intellect, use your buddhi, use every energy, whatever you have to fulfill the work which you understand. But ultimately, it is his wish. Yes, sir. Rahulji, you were adding something, sir. Yes, please, sir.
Yes, I'm reminded of that thing, the Sufi thing.
Yes,
चाह
sir.
गई चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह चाह
हाँ,
गई चाह
हाँ.
गई चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह जिनको कछु न चाहिए सो ही शहंशाह.
जिनको कछु न चाहिए सो ही शहंशाह, isn't it? So beautiful it is.
and and I've been reading the Sundarkand very
Okay, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
singing it also.
Lovely,
So
sir.
there, in that famous line, it's so beautiful. Jahan sumati taha sampati nana, jahan kumati taha vipati nidana. Which means jahan sumati hai, where you have that purified intellect, jo hum baat kar
Huh.
rahe the, sthit pragya, which is
Yes,
also,
sir. Yes.
where that sumati is there, taha sampati nana. There, anyways, there is going to be abundance all through around.
Yes, yes, yes.
And way, so in a way, what is coming to me is if we work on ourselves,
Yeah.
then the
Yes.
external anyways will become beautiful, you know
Yes. Yes.
but if we are not working on ourselves and we are so clouded by the comparisons and things like that and ragdvesh constantly, so वो
Yes.
success भी आएगा तो कितनी देर रुकेगा. We have seen so
What is
many
the
times
taste?
we
मजा
desired
नहीं
something,
आया.
मजा
मिल
नहीं
गया
आएगा,
पर मजा नहीं आया.
मजा
That
नहीं
feeling
आया,
will
हाँ.
come. Yes.
Like so many
Isn't it?
times we have desired something in life, itna deeply we desired, and we were giving justifications to people why it is so right for us. And then when we get it, we get roasted in life because of that
Yes.
desire. So
Yes.
then,
Yes.
then what is success in the long run?
Yeah.
If we are able to work on the inner faculties and really cleanse them and be in surrender and love and service, I think
Yes.
then the job is done.
Yes. 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 Rightly said, Rahulji. Anshul is adding something. Yes, please.
No, I would like to redefine my
Yeah.
my concept of success after what we
Okay.
discussed,
Yes,
especially
please.
after what Rahulji and Tanviji said. I would say success is not probably the world defines success by getting what you want. But in the light of the Gita and what we discussed just now, I would say um, success can be measured by what you become while getting it. Now, like
Okay.
Tanviji just
What
said,
you
how,
become.
yeah, what you become while getting success, how it transforms you as a person. I
Ji,
think
ji.
that is what success eventually means. Because
Yes.
Tanviji just said how she has changed as a person from what she was initially and how her definition of success has changed and what contentment and happiness means to her now. It doesn't depend on the number of cases or her success as a pathologist, but how um, the other experiences or how the Gita
A
and
fulfilled
her,
life, isn't it, Ji?
yeah, yeah, she's more content and fulfilled. I
A
felt the
fulfilled
same
life
too.
is what I think that can be possible for everybody, isn't it? This is one
Yes,
success which is possible for us where we don't compete with others. And you don't have to beat somebody to become successful. It's about, its success is what? It is a blossoming of a flower also, isn't it?
Exactly.
A flower blossoming. How does the flower blossom? When it moves towards the light, when it receives a good sunlight and it is seeking the light and growing and prospering. And I think success, given in Anjali ji's words, I am reminded of what Damle ji says. What is sadhana? Sadhana and success, they are one. Vyaktitva ka vikas, that was the line he would keep saying. I am my blossoming of my personality. I am going to become a better person. That is only success, isn't it? And if we see the example of the flower, the sunflower, it perfectly knows what its success is. It is in turning towards the sun. And our sun is, we can clearly and easily, without any hesitation, say our sun is Krishna. For us, success would be blossoming closer towards Krishna. Krishna, as if he gives Dr. Tanviji one case in 1 month, or if he gives 20,000 cases in 1 day, it is still success
Same.
only if that connection with Krishna is not lost. Success for us would be not getting trapped in the rat race because it is a very troublesome aspect. We were just thinking of yesterday only. It was very interesting that the question came and we had a similar discussion. But very hard. People work hard, isn't it? Even running after material possessions, it is not easy that it comes because system of the world is like that. But the system of the world is so, you can say, unequal. So many factors are there which are not really. If we see somebody who has not had the even slightest opportunity, will have to work for sometimes 80 years to get just a fraction of the opportunity available to somebody who has done nothing to get it also. And then those people who have that, if you see, they're not really happy even if they're having it. For somebody else, this is the dream of lifetimes to reach that. And the one who has already reached it is still not happy. Like her boss, she was saying how he was. And I said, my God, I have not seen such a conjuice person in the entire world. The one having a pen worth several lakhs is having wearing clothes with holes in it and treating everybody to a place where my wife, when she just joined the company, she would not spend because here it is the food is not so good. She would always want to be a little more generous, and so all people remembered her, and they always cared so much. And this individual would take everybody after coming from a foreign country. I am taking you out for a treat, and he would give something which probably it is not even defined as a treat. So despite having all that, the person had nothing, and the exits were completely different. My wife chose on her own to leave the company, and here he got kicked out of the company. Here, everybody came to wish her and say, we'll really miss you. We remember the food, we remember the interactions, we remember the sincerity. And the others, people are laughing after he goes, ki, oh, thank God we got free from this. Because he was very, very toxic in certain ways. Now, what is definition of success? I think we have a short span on life, in life, wherever we are, whichever kshetra we are, we should not get complacent. We should remember that wherever I am here by God's grace. That cannot be forgotten. Where I am, God's grace has brought me here. That God's grace is going to give me experiences in this life, and that God's grace is only going to take me ahead. So, if I am connected with the divine, my success is already achieved. So, our connection with the divine should be our success, whether we are in a position of, as Sri Aurobindo had told in his Uttar speech, that if you are rich, use your wealth to serve for the freedom of them. That time Bharat had to get free. He said, use that in the service of the Divine Mother, Ma Bharati. And then if you are poor, it's all right. Even in your poverty, use what you have. Use your poverty as a means to liberate Mother from this, what we can say, uh, this slavery which was being enforced. So, whatever situation we are, if we are able to connect with Krishna, we will be able to laugh. We will be able to laugh when you are able to understand कि yes, Krishna की लीला चल रही है. He is up to something. I got a slap right now. Oh, it hurt. But Krishna has given this slap. So I think it must be for some reason. And with that Shraddha, you will not have the other troubles, and that tolerance level will increase. And it does not mean underachieving at all. Means if you are connected with the divine, you will actually be an overachiever if you just watch it. He says very beautifully in the Gita, Dadami buddhi yogam. I'll give you that special intellect. Premium subscription he will give you without subscribing only. He will not ask you anything from your personal, wallet. He will say, I'll do it. I'll give you. I'll give, and it
Which
will be
is this
so
shloka?
beautiful.
Which
Which one?
shloka is this?
This Dadami buddhi yogam tam.
Ah,
One moment, sir. I don't remember it by heart the number, but I'll get it. Just a moment. He says, I'll grant you the intellect. I'll grant you the wisdom that will set you apart. One second, sir. I'll just search online. Yes, it's 10.10.
I think this is the glowing intellect that Rahulji spoke of.
Yes, ji. Sorry, yes, ji.
I think this is the glowing intellect that Rahulji spoke of in the beginning.
Yes, 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 yes. So beautiful, isn't it? The glowing intellect, the glow is the divine's glow, no? Means it is like, ठीक है, it is all right. We may have a brilliant, beautiful, what we have in stadiums, football or cricket stadiums, great light like a floodlight, or we may have an LED. The current is going to be that divine current which is going to set apart everything. It does not matter whether you are that LED or you are that big stadium. But that connection of the divine is what will help us. Just let us look at this. Krishna says, who gets this electricity connection? In the 10th Adhyay, 10th shloka. Who is it? Which person? He says, we look at shloka also and 10th shloka because it is in continuation. It would give us a greater perspective. So just let us see first the ninth one. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So who are these people? These are the content people who are enjoying also. Means they are taking the bhoga of the Jivan. The yogis who are also bhogis. But bhogis of what? Bhogis of the prasad of Krishna only. Nothing else. Nothing else. Not the bhogis of personal desire and ahankar. Only the prasad, the filtered, what we in the Rig Vedas, the yogis aspired for getting somaras, that immortal consciousness which had to be distilled so much. That distillation is this only, which we are doing in churning of our life. If we really go in the right manner, we will taste that. And speaking of taste, it was when I was young from my mother, I had heard of one elderly a lady who is somehow connected to the family, and she had some in her old age, she had so many other diseases, but the Namasmaran was so much that she constantly got a sweet taste in her tongue without having to eat anything. Such Namasmaran was going on. So here, let us see the shloka. What is Krishna saying? He says, with their consciousness flooded with that of mine, with their lives surrendered completely to the divine, with me only in their dialogues they go around, contentment and joy only in their lives can be found. So this is the preceding shloka. Kathayantascha mam nityam. What are they going to speak? A sunflower, where is the sunflower going to look? Towards the sun only. No? What else can it do? That is the state of the bhakta of Krishna. Krishna is still, don't keep talking about me to people who don't want to hear. Fine, there you'll keep your silence. But your heart will think, and wherever you go, it will praise the divine connection only everywhere. Contentment and joy only in their lives can be found. So they'll be drupta. You see, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. It is taking that ananda. Ananda of what? It is a, let's say, ananda of connection with the divine. It floods your body. I think all of us must have got some moments of that taste of trickle of that ananda in some moment on connection with Krishna, isn't it? That's why we are still trying to get some rasa out of the Bhagavad Gita every time we try to study it. But anybody can recollect some moment where you have got a really special ananda, something very nice, anything, just off the cuff, randomly. A feeling, a very good feeling, just when connection with Krishna. Anybody? If you can just remember. Because one is contentment, that Dushyanti, but another Ramanti means getting the enjoyment. It is something which is, yes, sir, Rahulji, yes, sir.
Every Gita class is like that, and post
Yes.
Gita class also that feeling stays.
Yes.
Which is because of our connection, it's sir, with Krishna, and that feeling carries forward. I would say the same thing every time you study the Gita, every time you see Krishna's play. Sometimes in life, very difficult moment, you are by default or by, we can say, normal human experience, you are supposed to cry. I've seen that. Your difficult moment, I'm not supposed to feel happy. But here you just lean down and you suddenly feel so happy because in that adversity, in that difficult moment, you see a beautiful moment of Krishna and you're like, oh wow. That connection gives us the bliss. So one thing Krishna is wanting us as seekers is to experience that bliss. And that will come when your consciousness is full of Krishna only.
So,
And the surrender.
for,
Yes, yes, Dr.
yeah,
Tanviji.
the first time I got this feeling was when I
Hmm.
started reading your book, no?
Ji.
Uh, yeah, so when I started reading your book and when I was reading it, it's in a form of verse. So I could
Ji.
understand just by reading the verses what Krishna
Mm.
meant. So while reading, I got that feeling of bliss. That was the first time. And yes, as Rahul ji
Ji.
said, with each Manan session, at the end of the Manan
Um,
session, we get that feeling.
and I also get that feeling, and it is more than the book. I feel it is our connection with Krishna that brings
Yeah,
us absolutely. It
but
is,
that
and
enables the connection with the Krishna, basically.
Ji, yes, yes. Anjali
And
ji
I
saying
seem to
something?
be, I think I'm enjoying the Manan session more than the Gita class
Okay,
because
I think we somehow this is we have a small session, secret group actually. Though it is a
no,
open group, it is an open secret. Everybody
and you
is.
are
It is
chewing over the wisdom of
something.
what you already learned, so it becomes all the more
Yes.
enjoyable.
Yes, and the most beautiful aspect is now, for example, Rahulji. Rahulji has recently taken sannyas diksha. Normally, a person who has recently taken sannyas, it is a very difficult period for someone to hear. Rahulji is not, he's like a, what they say, yoga rudha. Somebody who has moved ahead on that path for a long time and he is experiencing that bliss. And the beautiful aspect is we are able to share it, no? And it is how are we sharing it? Through our words only, through our experiences. But this happens by a default connection with the Krishna. So one thing without any doubt, we can, at least to ourselves, we don't have to announce to others because somebody will try to steal our beautiful food. Even the Vedas, rishis had to be careful. They had to protect their consciousness because they were the Vritras, they were the Valas, all of those forces were there. They would want to take away those moments. So we have to protect our moments, but we must understand when we are experiencing such moments, we can be assured that we have a beautiful connection with our Krishna. That's a connection which we have to protect. That is the connection which comes from a surrender which is always, as Sri Aurobindo says, lifelong. Surrender is a lifelong process. We have to keep bettering it. And little desires, no, thank you. We have to say it is like no, not a thing. It's like a diabetic who should very be strict. We should strictly say no to even no egg toffee. No, this is wish. This is something which it is something which is a poison. Yes, Rahulji is sharing something. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's also worth discussing since Tanviji brought that topic of success. So,
Yes, sir.
when things don't go our way, I think that is an
Ah,
important thing to discuss, which means that when you get only one patient, where you are
yeah.
thinking, अरे यार इतना तो है 10 तो patient आना चाहिए. Now you just get one. Now that's a very
Yes,
practical situation. And then for a long period of time, suppose you're getting one.
yes.
What is the thing in Gita that we should bring into our lives that should make us, uh,
Mhm.
deal with that
Okay.
kind of a situation? Yeah.
I think we're talking about Krishna, isn't it? We should just see how Krishna would have handled it. That is a beautiful way. For instance, there was one very sad news of a doctor committing suicide around the COVID period, and there were the classes that was going on, and it was a young one in Pondicherry, and that prompt and interestingly, or not quite interestingly, but unfortunately, whatever circumstance was, my father, despite being a doctor, became a patient, and in the ICU there. And in that ICU, I got a chance to connect with some young friend who was, uh, I mean, he became a friend after I sat and talked to that junior resident who had come to take care of my father. And he told, why don't we hold Gita classes for the doctors? Specifically, you tailor it for the doctors. Now, I mean, and he said, everybody will not have Shraddha. They will not have this kind of what we can, the principle is important. So now I did the important task of trying to extract the principle minus Krishna. I tried to hold a 7 day program. So first day, 5 people. Next day, and the first day it was 10 people, I think. 10 people joined. Second day, 10 became 4 or 5. And by the time the last day, it was there were only 2 people out of that. One was a doctor, then the doctor's mother also joined because she liked it. And it was only a 10-day program. It was an experiment which I would say was a glorious failure for me. Not because of the strength, but because I tried something which is not necessary so much. People try to, means the Shraddha aspect is so important because that is a dynamic aspect which will allow a person to receive a higher knowledge. If you try to remove it and try to, strip off the intellect and only it becomes a dry mental aspect which will not really give a solution. So any attempt made to remove the essence of Shraddha just because people are not capable of understanding it will not lead to any success. But that time I was still not so, you know, because once at the regular classes where there were more doctors coming regularly without me organizing a special session because that is the Gita study where, and some of them were having such a difficult schedule and they were managing. And here I tried something because I was emotionally attached because I didn't want this. What is this? I must do something on a level of emotions. I did it. But even that time, that day, I was just thinking, and one wonderful example came from the class. Somebody who was a follower of Mahaperivar. She shared a very nice example because the Mahaperivar had, it seems, told a Shishya to take a Gita Varga in the temple. So, as per Guru Adesh, this Shishya is gone to take the Gita Varga. And it was wonderful. A sannyasi only who was following, had received the Diksha and was taking the Varga. So the first day, some people were there. He said mostly old people only were present. That was his complaint. At the end, he went to his guru and said, I started this much, and then in the ending, only this many people were remaining, just handful. I was taking your words only, but I feel so sad. Only this many people received. And his guru said, you still got more than how much Krishna had in the in the Kurukshetra. Krishna had only one Arjuna, isn't it? And yet, look at Krishna. Whether and he was telling Arjuna, Arjuna, if you are also not there, no problem. And that was one very nice experience, Rahulji, because after that, no, then I understood it does not matter. Sankhya is not. And I had a wonderful experience once of taking a pranayam in yoga class with zero participants. That was so much fun in the village because I had told you are going to, children, you are going to come, you come. If you are not coming, I will still take the class. So I've given my word. So I went and I took the class with nobody inside. It was very funny, but it was something which is really, it does not depend. If you are doing with a particular, if you are offering to the divine, divine is participating. He is the Kshetragni, he is present everywhere. You continue, our life's journey should not be driven by anything on the outside. That is something which we can take, sir, from the Gita. Yes, sir.
I- In fact, a lot of nowadays, because of the social media, how many likes I have,
Oh,
etc.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And not only at the material side, where LinkedIn has become one big hotbed of comparison.
Yes,
You kind
yes,
of look
yes,
at that, or Instagram for that matter.
yes,
But the
yes.
other side, even spirituality, you see, there's so much. Okay, I have so many followers and so many likes and this and that, etc.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's actually very
Amoha.
important to stay sane in this kind of
Yes.
a situation. Yeah,
Sane, to stay sane and to stay safe also.
yeah.
Because Nowadays, Rama is not trending so much as much as Shiva. This was the dialogue told back then. So Sri Rama has a bad PR agency. Should he hire a better PR agency now? And will Chitragupta give a special calculation because this person has these many followers. Okay, so his punya karma into 5x because of the followers. And this person's is no. Actually, it is a big, we can say, sometimes people say it's a liability also.
See,
It
last
is.
class you said a very nice thing, which I remember, which is you said कि तीन तरह से something to that effect you said. तीन
Yes,
तरह
yeah,
से
the three
माया three.
bandhas, no?
Either you can get the three bandhas. You can get stuck in the sattvic bandha also. Na? You are doing some
Yes,
good work for the
yes,
society, and then that
yes.
becomes your trip in life. So
Yes, yes, a
that
beautiful word.
becomes
That is a
the
trip
vishay in
that
the
gives
mind.
you
Huh?
the. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Then that's what we can say. It is simple. Another kawali is there. ना तूने क्या बनाई तूने क्या सजाई सब किया है तो उसने तूने बातें बनाई. That is all you have to tell yourself. कि he has done everything. There are every moment if we can just become conscious of the divine, it does not matter. And we know something. If we understand, I think if we just want to look at success is the ability to look Krishna in the eye and smile. The day, the moment, it will come. Every seeker will come face to face with the object of our seeking only. And if it is Krishna, I think if we can smile facing Krishna at the end of our life, whenever it has to come, I think that would be the success, isn't it? I did not do something too bad. I did my best. I know you know it, isn't it? And that's all, isn't it? And what will we receive? The hug is that is all that is needed at that time. But to be conscious of Krishna's presence, actually to even have an idea of Krishna is success in life. To know that there is a force of the divine, that itself is success. It is very rare, very rare. People go through entire lifetimes. Sometimes they do lip service. They get the name because they want something in return. Because I want certain fruits. But to have without a single desire, just that on the tip of your tongue, it's all right. It's all right. I don't need name. I don't need fame. I just need Krishna. I need that clarity of what you need, no? Because ambition, aspiration, everything, it is important to have a right ambition, no? Same way, right aspiration is needed. And the best aspiration is here. We look at the second shloka, which we talked about, where Krishna says, I'll tell you what to do. You have 100 rupees. I've seen one beautiful art program which later became a therapy, which later made the neurologist who took over that therapy receive a reward and the institution received a reward of 1 lakh after 10 years for neuro rehabilitative therapy of the year. Vedic chants, which were just chants uttered by my Guruji. It took a very big period of 10 years. I think it will take another 20 years for that for a researcher to publish the paper. I don't know why he's taking it so much time, but just look at how it began with a small action where my Guruji left me in charge. He said, I'm going for sadhana, I will not be available. Do something good. Do something good in the society. No, I don't even know what to do. Just fresh engineer, head is empty. You're like, just, what is it? Anything. He has told, do anything. And I don't know. On the road, I met one friend of mine. He was a physiotherapist in a special school. He was not earning too much, and it was a very difficult life. But he was doing such a good job, and we both met after school on the road. I was like, hi, hi, hi. How are you? What are you doing? I said, I want to do something. Our NGO has just been formed. We want to do something. Come to my school. That's what he said. And then 4,000 rupees was all the funds that we got. But in that 4,000, somebody donated. 'Cause like they are, I mean, it was not donation, but a great discount rate. We got our crayons and different types of paint. Somebody said, let's not waste on too much thick papers. Let us get different types of arts for works which special children can do. Those who can use thumbprints, let us get that type of printing done for. I mean, it was like somebody who didn't know anything. We didn't even know what half of the people didn't know how to spell cerebral palsy. And we were celebrating World Cerebral Palsy Day with a painting. And after the painting, the just one previous day, we were told that the school expects you to do some culturals. And that time also the question was, who is ready to become a joker? My hand was first up. Along with me, another two people, three jokers were ready to perform some stupid non-verbal drama. And that drama later, where the children laughed, looking at the laughter of the children, my Guruji said, I want to go there to that school, get permission from the teacher if I can chant some Vedic mantras. So if we just see how one small action done somewhere is going and creating so much, because I did not know what research methodology is, and then I got introduced to research methodology in the process, how to write a paper, and look at it today. I am getting a chance to what I didn't learn in the academic field. I got to learn off the academic field the same academic principle. This is the power of the divine. He can teach the. You can say if you are in one university, it's great, but you go into the University of Krishna. That's it. He will give you knowledge. He will give you wisdom. We just have to enroll. But to enroll, there is a big fees. That fee is not monetary at all. That fee is a surrender of personal desires. Even sometimes personal ambitions have to be done. Like we these kings would do sometimes before in a yagna, they would even cut their hand and offer ahuti of their blood into the sacrifice. It was a symbolic aspect. It was an aspect of offering everything. So that kind of offering is needed to Krishna and then watch. So let us see the second shloka. Here Krishna says, Tesham evanukampartham. Oh, sorry, this is the 10th shloka. Tesham sadata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. So I'll repeat the shloka once more. It is one of the most beautiful shlokas. It says, actually, when I first read it, I interpreted, wow, Krishna wants stupid people only. I have great scope. Krishna wants people without buddhi because only one person who does not have buddhi can receive. So let me go to that state where the slate is empty. Let the buddhi all go. Let Krishna's buddhi come, personal buddhi go away. Because here he says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. To those yearning for a constant state of union, those who want that connection forever, to those yearning for a constant state of union, with the purest intensity, seeking my communion. The intensity is going to be very pure of Shraddha, which is Shuddha. To them, I give yoga's understanding that sets them apart and unites them with me, and they never again part. Krishna is saying that this buddhi will come, the buddhi which will give you a permanent connection, premium subscription of Krishna's consciousness. It
Can you
will never
repeat this,
leave.
please? Can you repeat
Yes, sir.
this once again? Yeah, can you repeat this once again?
The shloka, sir.
Yeah, shloka and the meaning.
Okay. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam purvakam. Tesham, they satata yukta, always yukta, always connected. Bhajatam, with their love and devotion and full of priti, full of love. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. Yena mam upayanti te. He says, Dadami, I will give buddhi. Buddhi and yoga. Buddhi yoga is one, that knowledge of yoga, that knowledge of understanding. If you see in the Lakshmi Ashtakam, Yoga Jai Yoga Sambhute Mahalakshmim Namostute, the goddess who makes yoga possible. And from her only everything proceeds. So the yoga from Yogeshwara we will receive directly, direct knowledge. That's what we see here. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Yena mamupayanti te. To those yearning for a constant state of union, to be forever connected with the purest intensity, seeking my communion. To them, I give yoga's understanding that sets them apart and unites them with me, and they never again part. This understanding which will connect you with Krishna, and once you get that Krishna's connection, then then that will never be lost. That is what Krishna is saying here. I give that knowledge which will give you this connection, which is a permanent thing. Maybe there might be moments of moha. Even Narada got lost in moha at times. So that is all fine, but the connection is never severed after getting it. But for that, these two shlokas, the shloka number 9 and shloka number 10, are so essential because your consciousness has to be flooded with that love of Krishna at all times. At all, meaning every single time. When you are alone, when you're in company of your most beloved, or you're in the company of the most irritating and disturbing person in the world. Irrespective of that, that connection should not shake. That is what we have to. I think we are all used to moving around with the phones, no? Searching for connection. Network kharab hai, immediately we all run to a place with better network. Well, this is a network which is not going to get lost. We just have to remember what we do with the phone, we have to do with Krishna in our heart. He should be there. Arey, have I forgotten? I'm getting a lot of praise. Become more alert. Criticism time you will look at Krishna only because भगवान क्या हो गया, but praise you will say हाँ मैंने किया था, I did all of this. I think all those times just keep it away. Krishna says I'll give that knowledge, and that knowledge is something which is adhyatmic vidya, the vidya which is higher than every vidya. This is what Krishna says, adhyatma vidya, vidya nam, that is the vidya. It does not mean other knowledge is inferior. There's no knowledge which is inferior at all. But this is that unifying knowledge which will allow you to go into any kshetra because the kshetrajna has given you that pass. That is what Krishna talks about here. And probably if we look at success, it is this, isn't it? Who is going to people who have received say now there is a country which is considered to be the most powerful country by virtue of its strength of we can say muscle power or its wealth, its army, and everything. Um, how would you expect the head of that country to be? Definitely with a stable head, isn't it? Not headless behavior, but it's not the case. In the same country, it is not. That means that that country has a in the constitution it is enshrined the right to pursuit of happiness. अरे fundamental लोचा हो गया है ना in the aspect of what is the do you need to run after happiness? Look at the yogis. These are santosha eva purushasya param nidhanam trupti. This santosha is the greatest knowledge. And it is the greatest stage a person can reach. That contentment will come from what? Running after things? It will not. Freedom is there. Just as a dog in our home, if we have a pet dog, the dog has a freedom to run after its tail. It can run, but the tail will always remain behind and the circle will go on. After a while, dog will get tired, then he'll ask for some food, again get up, get energy, and again run around. That's all the circle and moha of Maya which takes place across the world in everybody. Yesterday, there was a very interesting post which I saw, and I decided I don't want to see enough of this post. It's just kachra. Some follower of a particular guru has started dismissing everybody as nakli gurus and nakli chelas because they are not following this. And he is abusing because you people abuse my guru, I am abusing you. The question is, will the guru condone such a behavior? Because the language he was using was so horrible. It was like a street fight. It was a street fight of some person who is a digital friend of mine. This is an interesting world where we have digital friends. But it was going on, and I was nowhere connected in that. But just seeing that in my feed created what is going on. Just watching it is where is the there is dvesha in the word, isn't it? Where will karuna come when there is dvesha? But and now it's an interesting thing that the moha is now coming even in the path where people are falling. Different every cult, if every cult also people are getting trapped. That means there's no place in the world that you can free yourself thinking you will not get trapped if I go in particular place. Because man has that tendency to search for security, to become what? We're invulnerable. We are never going to become invulnerable. Instead, we should be completely conscious of our vulnerability only. Chalo, I will remain vulnerable, but I will remain connected to Krishna, and that should be our only aspect. And when we get that, I think probably we will be successful. If we were to conclude today's session on the definition of success, I think there is only one success in life, that is connection with Krishna. And that connection is available at every time. So even if we at times lose that network, we can regain it. And if we are aspiring for that, there's no failure also. To even aspire for it, whether or not that happens completely, it is itself a great victory. They say those who seek the God are sought by the divine. The divine will come searching. In Kali Yuga, we are very lucky. We'll get Kali Yuga quota, some kind of concession. Very easily we are able to connect with the divine also. Some say no, no, in the Satya Yuga it was different. God would come and speak. And it's like, yeah, that is what they say in Marathi. Ati parichayat avadnya. Too much familiarity, you forget, you lose the what we can say novelty, or you don't understand only the because you are ignorant because you are too familiar with. Something like that would have happened here in today's day. We see all the different and things happening, and we see how difficult it is to stand by our ideals. It is so difficult to stand by our principles, as I think Tanviji said. It's so tempting, isn't it, to market. See, these people are getting success by some, say, for example, I wouldn't call them competitors, but other people in the same kshetra. When they are doing marketing in a certain manner, they're getting more patients. Ultimately, you want to do good. For doing good, you need some base dhana. For dhana, you have to again offer service. But to ensure that if you just deviate from your route somewhere, maybe not today, but tomorrow, you will get trapped in that moha only. So to stand by the principles, to stand by the ideals, to stand and still firmly serve, whether or not, I mean, everybody will curse you when you do that, isn't it? Everybody. It is something like now I'm very glad that I think people are liking this Rhythm of Krishna book. But there was a time when this book was catching dust, just like that only, and people were telling me, "What did you do? Why are you writing it? Why are you writing it? You should not do this. This is not a part of life at all. This is a waste of life, waste of energy." But it's not important, isn't it? What we get, the happiness we get from life. For me, the happiness was just in connecting. It's a ठीक है, a fool like me can get a chance to study the Gita. That was my purpose of connecting with the Gita. Let me understand what Krishna is. When I began, I still didn't even understand fully what Krishna is. I won't say today I know what Krishna is, but at least I know he works. His working is there. I'm conscious of his presence and existence in life. That is itself enough. So if we just, I think, Rahulji, the question of success, we'll have to look at contradictions maybe in the next session, because contradictions we will have to, because this is your case you are building against Krishna. We'll have to see what are your, what we can say, points of contradictions. So if you can just make the list, we will try to see. And
Okay,
we'll all stand by
and also
Rahulji
the
because Rahulji
uh,
is on our side only. We are all seekers of Krishna. So one side Krishna, other side we will see Krishna. What is this? What have you? What are the points? We'll let us see it next week. Yes, Rahulji was saying something, sir.
also on fitness and health, there are shlokas
Oh,
which we can cover in the next one.
okay. So we'll try to divide it within time. I think fitness and health. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, but then this aspect of success. I think, do you agree? I think, do all participants agree that this aspect of success, where connection with Krishna is success, or connection with Aradhya, call whatever name Krishna is, I don't mind, with our divine, can we call that a success?
I think my formula for success at the end of the class would be right action or, yes, right action in Krishna consciousness
Lovely. Yes.
would be the formula,
Yes.
is equal to success. Right action
Wonderful.
in Krishna consciousness.
Right action in Krishna consciousness. And that knowledge for it, where do we seek it?
In
Brahma
Krishna only.
Gyan. In
Krishna will
Krishna.
give it. He will give
Buddhi
it. He
Yoga.
will give it. Yes.
Yes.
We don't have to worry. It's actually a big burden thrown away from our heads. It's actually something very interesting. We can just be, it is our Shraddha, no? Shraddha will move so many things on the mortal plane. We don't even realize how Shraddha can even burn prarabdhas. That is something which is very interesting. So many things can happen. So let us be yukta with Krishna and Buddhi will come. And I can tell confidently this that somebody like me who did not even know how to write proper poetry, I got a blessing of Guruji, and he had talked about the Sant Jnaneshwar. If everybody knows about him, he Jnaneshwar had written Jnaneshwari at a very young age. And when he took me to the place, that was where in Anandi, that was when I came to know about Sant Jnaneshwar. And I was like, wow, look at him. Everybody started calling him Mauli, and I was like, wow, what a wonderful thing. And Ajan Vruksha is the Vruksha where he took the Sanjeevan Samadhi. At a young age, he said, my work is complete, now I withdraw. I withdraw into a state of Samadhi, and then over that, this Sanjeevan Vruksha, this Ajan Vruksha grew. It is believed that the leaf of that plant will give you knowledge if you eat that leaf. That is the belief among all the different Dwarkaris and people of our followers. So when my Guruji took me there, I told myself, boss, हमें तो veterinary dose लगेगा. We will need more than one leaf. Then I did something which is a crime which I don't want to record it online, but I got a fresh leaf also somehow. I do not want to say how I got it. But and then outside, I was just waiting for the leaves to fall and quickly picking it. I think I ate multiple leaves. And maybe it was Guru Krupa and our Sant Gnaneshwar's blessing that, chalo, theek hai, I could write some poetry after that. Because that was where things happened. But look at that, this knowledge. This knowledge is there in the atmosphere which Krishna is willing to give us. We just have to connect. If we do it, we will, as if any the previous shloka also is Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha, meaning enjoy. Krishna is saying, enjoy, enjoy in this life. I have given that life to you. It is mine that it is my belonging, but I'm giving it to you for enjoying and experiencing my bliss. So probably that is the only way we can look at it as success. Ramji is saying something, we look at that and probably we'll call it a day. Yes, sir.
No, no, I think even the definition of success for me also has modified a little bit. So in the
Ji, sir.
beginning, I did say something, and the
Yes, sir.
mind which can see Krishna in every situation, every
Yes.
place. I think that
Yes.
is where I'll feel more successful. That is the
Yes, sir.
sadhana from here. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Absolutely. They say Vasudevam Sarvamiti, sa Mahatma sa Durlabha. Rare is that person who can see. That person is a Mahatma only, if he can see Vasudev everywhere. So, with this, let us conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om. That's it. Krishnam Mande Jagat Guru. Hari Om. Punarmilama. Namaskar. Hari Om ji.
Hari Om.
Next week, if possible, I will, because I will be traveling, maybe next Saturday session may get rescheduled. If it's possible, I will conduct it, depending on the availability of network in Himachal. Yes, please. Namaskar. Thank
Okay.
you.
Namaste.
Hari